Hey, what's up? I'm Vinnie Caruana, and I'm hanging out with Rob on Punkvideosrock.
I'm still in denial that this is your debut solo album. I feel like you've been releasing stuff as a solo artist for quite some time. But tell me about the production of Survivor's Guilt.
Definitely more of a rock band approach,
Yeah.
not like a singer-songwriter acoustic situation.
Right.
Hence, touring with a band. I've had a bunch of buddies touring with me on the East Coast. I had Brandon Riley, Steve Choi, and The Rat from Avalanche. And I have Joe Martin, Roger Camaro, and The Rat out here on the West Coast with me. And I just asked a bunch of buddies to come and do it, and everyone wanted to do it, and we've been having more of a party vacation than a tour,
Right.
and I think that's a really great thing.
Now, going into the studio to record for this record, how different is it from like Avalanche or Movielife, like going into the studio?
It's just me and Rat pretty much the entire time. Kellen from the Avalanche was nice enough to play bass on the record. He was there for a day.
Right.
Steve Choi played some lead guitars and stuff on the record, and but he did it out here, so we didn't have him in the studio. He just was sending stuff back. We would send notes, do that kind of thing. And it was different. It was just me and Rat going super hard. We decided not to live in the sleeping quarters at the studio. We decided to live in the studio.
Mm-hmm.
So I slept next to his drum kit on an air mattress. He slept on the couch in the control room, and we just never left for like 3 weeks. We are definitely using a lot of different sounds. The guitars are not big and crunchy. They're kind of dirty and cleanish dirty and kind of I don't want to say lighter, but a different feel. And keyboards and stuff like that will set that apart, where it's like, okay, this sounds different. This isn't I'm the Avalanche. This isn't Movielife.
Right.
As far as writing, it's just like I know I'm writing for a record, so I don't write for anything else. So it's
Yeah.
like you get into the mindset of I'm writing a solo record. It's not like I'm just writing if it goes to Movielife, if it goes to Avalanche, if it go, it's more like you get set on that path for writing a solo record, and I just continue until I couldn't possibly write anymore.
Why'd you want to work with Rat on this record as far as production goes?
He's definitely like one of my musical soulmate kind of guys.
Mm.
Gets it, gets me, understands what I'm doing. He works at a fantastic studio in Jersey that has everything that I would ever need. And, we just really wanted to do it together. We wanted to do it close to home.
Right.
And wanted to do it in a nice place. So, yeah, we recorded in a studio that was like built out of an old church from the late 1800s that's sitting on a lake in this sleepy lake town in New Jersey. It's pretty wild, and it's a perfect place. Ever since I set foot in that place, I knew I'd record the record there, and it worked out perfectly.
You've been balancing these three acts for quite some time. Why is having a solo album so important to you?
I just like doing a lot of stuff, and I made the decision after the little Avalanche break where we didn't make a record for a really long time. I just snapped out of it and was like, I'm going to make a lot of music. I'm going to be a full-time musician again. Right. And the only way to be a full-time musician, from what I see, is like to be independently wealthy or to be a rock star who thousands of people come and see you every day. Right. Or you stay versatile and do tons of different things. So I do Avalanche, I do Movielife, I do the solo stuff, I do songwriting on the side, helping other people write, and I do a lot of everything's music. So that's the way I want it to be, and that's the only way I see it working, is to stay busy with a lot of different stuff. Right. So when like an Avalanche cycle would slow down and the Movielife touring would slow down, I see that window and it's time. Like 2016 is going to be the year that I tour on my solo stuff, so I better get it written. So 2015 was like tour with Movielife, and during all that, write this record. And then as soon as the year turned, I went in the studio and we recorded this.
Now, how long in advance do you usually like schedule your your to-do list for said bands?
We see the shows get booked way in advance, so you see when you're gonna have other time to do other stuff and when you're gonna be at home. So I know when there's Movielife and Avalanche shows for the most part, and so that's when I'm like, okay, those 2 months I'm gonna sit home, I'm gonna write my ass off, I'm not gonna go out all the time, I'm gonna like be antisocial and get the shit done. And so it's all like self-imposed deadlines, and also deadlines like I didn't want to tour on this record in the winter, so I wanted to record it in the winter so I could tour all year.
Okay.
And so I'm touring all year, and the fall tour ends like right before snow generally starts. It's all working out great, and then we'll play a few shows here and there in the winter, but they're one-offs and things like that.
Right.
You know, yeah.
You're actually the first artist that I've heard mention something like that, where they prefer to do things on certain occasions.
I was rolled out of the side window of a van when we were in the Movielife, when we hit some ice and rolled over a few times, and I was outside of the van when we stopped. So I do not fuck around. I will cancel a show.
You have it scheduled.
I will cancel a show, grab a 30 rack of beer, and hole up in a hotel room before you can say hangover. Like, I don't want to drive around in the snow.
Yeah.
I don't want people to drive in the snow to come and see me play. I just want like everything to be on like a good weather pattern for the touring cycle. So yeah, we just try and squeeze shit in the winter. Avalanche played one show last winter and it snowed that day. We got like 3 feet of snow in Brooklyn. So you just try and like get away with things in the winter, but for the most part, like touring's got to be, for me, touring has to be it has to be safe and fun. Yeah.
Right. That makes sense. Now, you did mention writing for other people. Has there been any releases that you've worked on that we or your audience might not know about?
No, I just started helping like some young artists who are putting records together, who are on like majors and stuff. Like, this thing needs lyrics, this thing needs melodies, like, so more of like the corporate world of that.
Right.
But it's pretty cool. I mean, they have offices in the city like right across the river from me, so I've been going there and just basically just staying busy doing that, and it's just helping me, I think, in the long run to just keep molding me as a songwriter and just keep making me stronger, I hope.
What made you, or how did you even get involved with writing for other people, especially like major artists?
A company went at me and kind of offered me this deal, and I didn't really know what to think of it. And as it developed, I thought, oh, this is going to be cool, and this is going to be something that's going to keep me doing music when I'm home and not wondering how I'm, like when you're home and you're not touring, you're not making money and you're not supporting yourself and you're not like, so like it's adult shit, where you're just like, all right, I got to do this, I got to do that, I got to stay above, I got to make sure I'm not broke.
Right.
And, save up for a wedding. And so all those things come into play where it's like, oh, cool, yeah, I'll do that, during the day instead of like going and bartending, doing the things that are you can easily make money doing that stuff. But every time I slip back into bartending, I don't get much done on the musical front because I'm just kind of sleeping all day because I worked all night. And New York, it's, last call's 4 a.m. or 3:45. By the time you're done, like counting money, cleaning up or whatever, you're home 5, 6 a.m. So, I don't want to go back to that. So yeah, it's just it seemed to me as like an opportunity to keep busy with music. Like, it goes along with the whole, all right, as long as it's music, we're good. Like, that's how we'll keep busy, and that's how we'll make a living.
Right. Now, last year, like you mentioned, you were doing some stuff with the Movielife. That touring that you did that make you want to, or did that make you consider maybe a Movielife album, or is that something that you would just be doing some tours with Movielife?
It's definitely something we're considering. I haven't really talked, like, we haven't had this band meeting where it's like, all right, we're writing a record. But Brandon and I get together periodically and we write. We don't say like, this is Movie Life, we're gonna do Movie Life, like. But I think both of us are kind of like, if we're gonna write together, that's our band that we're in together. But let's not say, here, let's write a Movie Life record. Let's write and see how it goes, see if we like it, see if we want to continue writing, and really just have it happen organically rather than, okay, we got to do Movie Life record, we got to write it by then, and that's not, I don't think, the way. I think the way is to like write some really sick songs, like really good songs, and just be like, all right, now we're on to something. Now we know what the Movie Life sounds like. Yeah. This much later on. But certainly, I mean, we're all interested in continuing, continuing doing Movie Life shows. And I think we're all interested in like playing new music, you know, like keeping it fresh, and obviously playing old music all the time. But like, yeah, to perpetuate something like that, unless you have like tons of hit records that you can just ride on for the rest of your life. We have underground records that people really liked, and I think one of the things that can help perpetuate playing shows and having that fun is to like do new stuff and have a purpose, you know.
Yeah. Now, what was the feedback from your fans when you toured Movie Life last year? 'Cause that was a big year.
I'm pretty sure we played the best shows that we've ever played, and you know, when we broke up, we seemed to have gotten more important. Like, a lot of our last shows weren't as like glamorous as like people may have like thought they may have been, you know. Right. We were popular band in certain cities, and that was it. And we're kind of still a popular band in certain cities. We wouldn't dare like go and try and headline in Omaha, Nebraska or some shit. But like, we saw some incredible shit. Like, you know, we had the headline clubs that we never thought we'd headline. Looking out in the crowd, it's nuts. Like, people are so happy, and that's really important part of it. You know, people are smiling, and that's a really great thing. So, yeah, I think we had some of the best shows we've ever had. Nice. And that's a really, you know, that's something.
That is something. I mean, just to show how much new music would mean to, you know, the fans out there.
Yeah, that would be cool. That would be cool to write new music and have people like it. But sometimes nostalgia gets in the way. Yeah. We're like, oh, it's not that, and it's like a theoretical Movie Life record is not going to sound like early 2000s pop punk, right, like drive-through stuff. It's just not. That would be crazy to do. But I think me and Brandon are better songwriters than we've ever been. So the way I see it is like, it's that really talented dude from Nightmare of You, and the singer of the Movie Life, and the singer of Avalanche, songwriter of Avalanche, and all that. Those guys are coming together like Voltron, and that's how I see Movie Life being. So let's see what it sounds like, you know.
You have a couple months off, and then you're back on it in September with Aaron Gillespie and Ascenders. What's going to happen in between?
I'm going to go home, and I'm going to go camping on the beach for a week and not turn my phone on. I'm going to go with my family and my nieces and nephews and family friends and my fiance, and it's going to be a super love fest. And I'm just going to enjoy Brooklyn summer for a little bit, do some songwriting, definitely hang out with Brandon and see if we can cook up some shit. And yeah, I don't know. I've been touring a lot since like April. Right. So I need a break. Yeah, you do. I'm not a young man anymore. I don't know how you pull it off. I definitely need a break, and I'm going to take it. I'm going to chill. Yeah. But, you know, every time I get home, after a few days, after I catch up on all the TV shows and shit that I missed, I'm like, all right, well, fine. And then I pick my guitar up, and then I go and I start writing and stuff. So it's never like pure stagnant, like, not stagnant, but it's never like I'm going to do nothing for a month and I'm just going to socialize and bounce around and have drinks and see friends and go to barbecues. Like, it always turns into a work thing, which is good because
it is what you love. So.
Yeah, and nobody's imposing any deadlines on any of this shit. So if we don't get it done, it doesn't get done. Right. You know, we don't have like pressure of labels and this and that. So yeah, it's really just like, you know, as soon as you feel worthless, as soon as I feel worthless, I'm like, all right, let's go. I'm gonna get busy. I'm gonna start doing shit, and